Subscribes.
What up, y'all? Shout out to all our fellow human beings out there, and thank y'all for, I don't know why I keep laughing at that part. Keep it rolling out. Thank y'all for tuning in twice again to the Viewturistic YouTube channel. Yesterday, was it yesterday or today? Sometime in the last 24 hours, I was hanging out with Gunner, my little 5-year-old boy, and like, for whatever, it was yesterday. For whatever reason yesterday, he just was like extra sassy and like just not listening, and just, he was driving me crazy yesterday, just pissing me off like about a lot of stuff. And I realized like the way that I handle that, I've noticed that it takes a lot for like people in general to push me to the point of frustration, and to like push me past that point of no return. So it's even like I got even more patience for my son, and I think the reason that is because I express and display like an unlimited amount of unconditional love for my kids. And I think that that's very important as a parent, to love your kids unconditional. Now, I know a lot of people might twist up what I'm about to say, but I can clarify it too from in my own experience, and there's certain mitigating circumstances where you gotta adapt the way that you interact with your kid. But for the most part, I think expressing true unconditional love for your kid, no matter what they do, is super important. So back to yesterday, when Gunner was pissing me off and just really testing my patience, it dawned on me that I have a ton of patience with this little guy because of the unconditional love. So what I mean by that is I don't treat him any differently when he misbehaves, or when he's doing things that he shouldn't be doing, or just having one of them rough days that little kids have. I don't treat him any different, and I don't make him feel like I would love him any less because he did something that made me mad or did something to disappoint me. And I think that that's gonna go a long way in the bond that I have with my kid, and hopefully it'll teach him to do the same thing with the people that he loves as well, the people that's in his life, or one day if he becomes a father himself, that he'll treat his kids the same way. And I think that that's so important to have that in this world, period. And it's so important for that to start at home, is because the world it could be a very cruel and judging place, and there's a lot of people out there who continue to be held, held to the standard of behavior that they've displayed in the past, or mistakes that they've made in the past. A lot of society won't hesitate to define you by your flaws, or define you by your worst moments, and a lot of that stuff travels with you, and that could really have an impact on how you grow and develop as a person. That could have an impact on your confidence. That could have just an impact on a lot of things. And I realized that, or the importance of making sure that my son knows that if he don't got anybody else in this world that's gonna ride with him no matter what, he knows that his daddy will. Now, let me dig a little bit deeper into that and clarify what I mean. Now, that's not me saying that he just got a free pass to act the ass and just do whatever he wants to, whenever he wants to, and without any type of consequences, because he understands that his actions come with consequences. But what that is saying is that if he does something that, like yesterday, for example, I didn't let that carry over into the next day in how I treated him. I didn't even let that carry over into the next minute on how I treated him. I got a little bit stern with him. I corrected his behavior, told him what he did, made him reflect on that, why it wasn't good for him to do that, and then we kept it moving because I don't want him to be walking on eggshells around the one person, you know, around the one person that should have his back no matter what. I don't want him to feel like he can't come to me because he made a mistake in life. And I think, like I said, the most important part of this technique, I guess, of parenting, or just the way that you treat people, period, the most important thing to remember is that you should still enforce certain consequences. But I think your behavior and your interaction with that person, especially your kids, is the one thing that should remain constant. You think about so many kids who've grown up with certain lifestyles that would like go against what their parents believe, or just like outside the box probably ain't the right word, but just like going against the grain. For example, there's a lot of people who grew up as homosexuals and they were so afraid to reveal that to their parents because they felt like their parents' love, or their family, the love that their family had for them is conditional based on them meeting the status quo. And I know a lot of people, like personally, good friends of mine who identify with the LGBTQ community, share stories with me of how rough their childhood was because they couldn't freely be themselves because they were afraid that their parents would disown them or their family and friends would disown them if it was ever revealed that they were gay or lesbian or whatever the case may be. And that's a fear that probably a lot of kids have because of the conditional love that they might be getting from their parents. And sometimes that might be happening on a subconscious or unconscious level where parents might be so fed up with certain behavior, or they might be projecting their beliefs too highly onto their kids that the kids feel trapped into this corner of not being able to move through life without room for making mistakes, and that resulting in a loss of love from their parents. Hope I'm making sense with that. Hope y'all following me. If not, comment below, shoot me a text message or whatever, and we'll discuss it further. So yeah, I think that's just the point that that's the point that I want to really drive home. I'm tired of like being in the store and seeing like a mother with her kids, or even a dad with his kids, and the kids misbehaving, and you literally hear like the parents say to the kid like, "Oh, I can't stand your bad ass," like shit like that. Like that's crazy. I can't even imagine how a kid gotta feel when the person that they're depending on the most for support and nurturing and safety is making them feel like they don't even, like they shouldn't even be around based on their behavior, or whatever led their parents to act like that. It could just be a complete absence of patience that the parents have that make them react that way. But I just wanted to share this video to hopefully spread some awareness about the mindfulness, or being mindful of making sure that at the end of the day, no matter what, you show your kids unconditional love. Especially, in two-parent homes, unconditional love is super important too, but I think from my perspective, just as a single parent, especially as a single parent, making sure that kid knows that each of their parents love them unconditionally, because there's all these other adjustments that they got to make too, just going back and forth between two different environments. But yeah, keep that unconditional love for y'all kids. I'm gonna end that there. Please hit me up, shoot me a text message, 414-292-7258, or hit us up on our Gmail. It's theviewtur@gmail.com. Comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit a like, share it out, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.